Okay, disable it. All right. All right. How it going, guys? Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope everybody's doing okay. Okay, before we get into it, I'm streaming to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So because Facebook have changed their rules a little bit, I'm going to have to sort of switch between the two. So do forgive me, but start asking your breakup questions, your relationship questions. Just tell me your story. What's been happening? What you're going through? What you're struggling with at the moment? And we will get into it. Okay, I just need to make sure we're live on Facebook as well. Give me a second. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Okay, we're live on Facebook as well. Okay, so Facebook people, I will do my best to get to you with your comments. There is a link to the YouTube stream as well. You might be better off going to that. It's got more facilities in it. So, but yeah. All right, guys. How is everybody? First of all, okay, we need to do a bit of housekeeping. Okay, my book. So it's out. It's official. It's released. Guys, thank you so much for everyone that's bought this so far. I mean, like, more people have bought this than I actually ever imagined in the first week. So, yeah, thank you. The reviews on this have been actually really positive so far. Better than I ever hoped and expected. So I will be plugging this relentlessly. If you haven't picked up a copy of this, go to Amazon. Type in Breaking Up with Your Breakup, and you can pick up the paperback version, or you can pick up the PDF version, or rather the Kindle version, and you can go from there. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks with the book and everything, guys. It's been crazy with the Facebook group. 10,000 people joined in the last month, so it's been a bit mental. And yeah, so with the book, coaching my clients and everything, it's been a bit crazy. And I'm also in the middle of buying a new house. So sometime in hopefully the not too distant future, I won't be here anymore. I'll be somewhere else and actually have a better space for doing this kind of thing, really. So yeah, lots of stuff is happening. So start asking your questions, guys. Any questions about the book? Any questions about your breakups, your relationships? How do you feel? How do you feel right now? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll go from there. All right. So whilst we're just waiting for people to join, I have selected a few topics to discuss. Okay. So this comes up a lot. A lot of people have been saying in the Facebook group recently something along the lines of, why did my ex do X, Y, and Z? Why did my ex hurt me? Why did my ex break up with me? Why did my ex, fill in the blank? And what it really comes down to, the breakup isn't about you, and it isn't up to you. The breakup is about how your ex feels. It's not about, so their actions do not reflect you. So what I mean by that is, when people say something like, oh, did this person even love me? I was 10 years down the drain, all that kind of thing. Now, someone doesn't stick around for a year, 5 years, 10 years if they didn't care about you. Something changed, something stopped working for them. And whether they chose to act correctly or not, according to your view, is a different thing. But ultimately, it is about how they feel. Now, we have the responsibility of taking care of how we feel due to their actions. And their actions have hurt you, and that's perfectly understandable. And again, going to plug this again. The book is about teaching you how to deal with that feeling, how to deal with the breakup, how to not make the breakup, not make your X's decision about you. Yes, they've made that decision and you've got the fallout of that. And the fallout of that is that you're heartbroken and you're in a lot of pain, more pain than you ever thought possible. And trust me, I get it. I've been there. But what I try to teach and what my book teaches is taking responsibility for what we do right now so we can be better tomorrow. Kevin, thank you, buddy. Book is great. Just finished it. I have picked up your Facebook messages. I just picked them up as I was going live, so I will respond to you in due course. But if you could leave a review for me on Amazon, that would be great, because Amazon does favor reviews and it pushes the book out more with the algorithm there. So that'd be fantastic. And yeah, thank you for your support, man. Thank you for buying the book, and thank you for reading it. Yeah, give me an honest review. It'll be great. Okay, all right. Got some questions coming in. Okay. Dalil, am I pronouncing that? Is it a Dalil? If I've got that wrong, please correct me. If you could spell that phonetically for me in the comments, that'd be great. I don't mean to get your name incorrect. I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry to say. Okay, let's see what we can do for you. Okay, is it possible to get an ex back with no contact in long distance breakup? Because the relationship is really meant to be. Been 2 months in no contact and I'm dealing with depression. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that you're going through depression. And yes, it's depression is certainly a side effect of that. So yeah, I am sorry to hear you going through that. So I hope you're okay first and foremost. Okay, right. So first of all, look, we have to understand the true nature of no contact. Okay, and again, look, if you need, look, it's all in it. Yeah, and let me see, where is it? Chapter, I believe it's chapter 4. Give me a sec. So the book will, because I've really fleshed it out, will explain it way better than I can over a stream. So let me just get the chapter up. Okay. Oh, I can't believe I just skipped over it. Sorry. Very unprofessional podcaster here. I think I found it. Okay. Chapter 4, No Contact, the story of loving yourself more than you love your ex. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is no contact is there to get you back. It's there to nullify or neutralize the effect your ex has over you. Now, does no contact give you the best possibility to facilitate a reconciliation? Yes, it always will. If someone doesn't want to be with you, the correct response to that is say, hey, okay, look, this sucks. I disagree with your decision, but I respect it and I will leave you alone. Okay, that's the best way to do it. And should they decide to come back, then you can renegotiate and you can set some boundaries. Okay. Now, when it comes to long distance does add an extra layer of difficulty because there's distance between you. It's very hard to maintain a relationship when there's no physicality. And I think the bigger question here is to ask yourself, does long distance meet your criteria for a relationship? Because personally, long distance wouldn't meet the criteria for me to have a relationship. Long distance would automatically disqualify that relationship for me. I've tried long distance before, and against my better judgment, it was hard and it was horrible. It just wasn't good. So look, when you say the relationship is meant to be, okay, can you explain to me what you mean by that? Can you give me some context? Because I hear this maybe 50 times a week on the Facebook group. I hear it with my one-to-one coaching sessions when I'm coaching my clients. And I find that to be an interesting statement, because if it was meant to be, now I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to just try to step into your shoes for a second. If I was thinking to myself, this is meant to be, then it wouldn't have broken up. So that's regardless of the situation. So to use your own logic there. So let me know what you think. All right, guys, I just want to check Facebook to make sure. Let me just, actually, it'll be easier if I check my phone. Give me a second. See if there's any comments here. Okay, all right. No comments on the Facebook at the moment. Okay, guys, if you are watching on the Facebook group, might be easier if you jump over to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery. Actually, Lizzie, if you're on the line, can you go to the live stream on Facebook and just put the link for this in? That'd be great. If you're available, please, my friend. I'd really appreciate it. If not, don't worry. Okay, right, and now he rebounds with someone else. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Our rebounds relationships. Okay. Our rebound relationships always fails because just 2 months. Another coach said that they always fail. Okay. All right. Okay. Do rebound relationships always fail? No, some of them work. Some of them do go the distance. Some of them, yeah, Lizzie, what I mean is, can you post a YouTube link in the Facebook Live? Because it would be easier if people actually transitioned over to here, even though I'm broadcasting to both, because Facebook have changed the rules a little bit and it's a bit weird. So yeah, that'd be great. If not, don't worry, it's fine. Yeah, so look, do some rebound relationships work? Yeah, absolutely, they do. Some of them, yeah, look, sometimes they make the right decision. Most of them do fail. Because what's really happening, a rebound is less to do with time and more to do with emotion. It's how you're feeling at that time. Now, what a rebound relationship most of the time is what I call an emotional painkiller. So someone's made a decision to break up with you, and dumpers go through pain, guys. Dumpers do hurt. So don't think that they don't. They do. No one wakes up in the morning and thinking, hey, it would be fun to break up today. No, they've taken days, weeks, and months, maybe even years to reach that decision to break up with you. So they're going through the mental gymnastics. They're trying to look at what does life look like. And like anybody else, they want to ensure their emotional survival. Okay, and the way we do that, especially in a breakup situation, is try to outsource that to someone new. Now, when we're trying to outsource love and validation and security to someone else, yeah, 9 times out of 10, it does fail. But one thing I would say, you always have to ask yourself, what is the truth of the situation? What is the truth of the action? The truth of the action is he's ended the relationship and he's chosen to rebound. And that sucks and it's really painful. And I've certainly been on the receiving end of that. And even as a dumpy, when I've been dumped before, I've rebounded, and I've rebounded as the dumper before. And for me, it never worked because my emotions were all over the place. So it never did work. So to answer your question, look, the chances of it working out are low, but can they work out? Possibly. Yes, it can absolutely happen. So yeah, but you said earlier, if it was meant to be, then it would still be together, no? How long was the distance? So like, what countries are you in? You know, you said you're together for 2 months. How many times have you seen each other in that 2 months? There's a lot of layers here that we'd have to unpack. All right. So keep asking your questions, guys. Let me just go back to make sure I've not missed any. And let's just check Facebook again. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to use my phone. It's just easier. Oh. Just mute that. Oh, don't you just love technology? Sorry, guys. Yeah, Facebook changed the rules when it comes to streaming from third-party stream apps. So, yeah, it's a bit weird at the moment. So I'll do apologize. Mute. All right. Okay, cool. It's a bit weird. All right. Okay, all right. So guys, ask your questions. And does anybody want to jump on and have a chat with me for 10 minutes? If you've got a particularly bad situation and you want to get 10 minutes coaching with me, you can jump onto the stream. Bear in mind, it will be broadcast to Facebook, my Facebook group, and to my YouTube channel. And guys, if you're not in the Facebook group, you can come and join. It's really pumping at the moment. As I said, we've had 10,000 new members in the last month alone, so it's becoming a bit mental. So if you want to come and have a look, that's great. Lizzie, thank you for posting the link. Oh, hey buddy, we was talking last night. I hope you was able to order the book because you had some I think location issues, wasn't it, on Amazon? So I hope you was able to order that. Okay, why does spouse lie and not be honest about affair? Possible limerence, one does that. Limerence, one does that last. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. Okay, I think a lot of the time when people lie in this context, it's more about protecting how they feel rather than protecting how you feel. Does your ex have a history of lying? Have they been caught out on a lie before? Is there a history there? I think a lot of the time it would also come down to, to protect their own identity, because like most people, and I've certainly seen this, and I've coached people that have cheated, and I've coached people that have been cheated upon. Now, the ones that have cheated 9 times out of 10, and my job is to be impartial. Okay, if a dumper comes to me, or someone that's cheated and obviously they've left their ex-partner, with no choice but to dump them, they'll come to me and say, look, I think I'm a good person, but I cheated. And then, so my job is to be impartial. My job is not to make any judgment, but at the same time, it's also my job to dig down and find out why that happened. And one thing I've certainly observed when I'm asking questions and I'm trying to dig down to like the dynamics of the relationship, what led up to the breakup, what do we do now? How do we feel better? How do we move on? How do we reconcile, if that's even on the table? A lot of people, when I challenge them, it challenges their identity. So when someone is actually cheating, most people would like to think that they're a good person, but they know cheating is wrong. They know cheating is probably a bad thing to do. And they sometimes will backwards rationalize that to maintain what they think about themselves. Because if I start challenging anybody's identity, if I start challenging your identity, or if anybody starts challenging my identity, it threatens us. And if something threatens our identity, it threatens our emotional survival. And when something threatens our emotional survival, it's literally like death for a human being, and we will go down swinging to protect it. So that's why. So without knowing your ex better, without knowing your situation better, this is the only theory I can postulate at the moment. It's just, I think a lot of the time it's the natural thing to do to protect one's identity. Doesn't mean it's okay. No, it's kind of like it. How can I put this? It explains everything. Okay, the action explains everything, but it doesn't excuse anything. Okay, so that's why. Okay, D, thanks for all your work. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. If you've got a question, please let me know. She also says it's not unfair, and she's just decided she wanted to separate. Okay, yeah, man. Enda, do you want to jump on? Do you want to jump on and have 10 minutes and we can have a chat? Let me know. You don't have to put your camera on. You can keep your camera off, so your face is not recorded. If you want, you can just speak through the microphone and we can just have a two-way. So just let me know in the comments. Look, I think, again, look, maybe in her head, what she's saying is 100% true. We all have our own perceptions of reality. We all, okay, and okay, give me a sec. I will do this for you. I need to figure out myself. I'm gonna send you an invite. Okay, right. So, and I'm gonna put this link below. Okay. Click on that, and then it will allow you to connect to the stream, and then it will give you the option to have the video camera on or off. But as long as you've got your microphone on, we can have a chat. So we'll get into it. Guys, ask your questions. Ask your questions below. I'll put them up on the screen, and I will do my best to answer them. We're just going to get Ender to come on here and have a quick chat with us, so we can do a little bit of coaching. While we're doing that, I'm just going to check Facebook again. All right. Okay. There he is. Hey, buddy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, okay. I'm just turning things up. All right, man. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for posting your question. All right. So, tell me. So, what's the biggest thing you're struggling with? Obviously, you know, you're struggling with the line and everything, but you know, can you expand on that a little bit?
It's just I know what went wrong in the relationship, and I wasn't meeting her needs or emotional needs, or that way, and have changed all that. But I'm just struggling because it's just all the lies and the hurt. That she doesn't think that she's in an affair because she decided to separate,
Right.
and she can't admit to me that she's seen someone. Like I know she's seen someone. I asked her, was she in a relationship? She goes, no. Are you seeing someone? No, but I'm spending time with someone.
Right. Was she doing this before you guys separated?
As far as I know, no. She won't talk to me about it either, so she won't be honest about it.
Okay. Do you suspect that she was doing it before you separated?
It would be very close timeline.
Okay. So how long?
So she told me in November, the 6th of November, she wanted to separate. Be it Valentine's Day, she gets a Valentine's card off him to say that she's the missing piece to his puzzle, and 3 weeks ago there's a text on her phone saying that she's in love with him.
Right. Okay. So, do you mind if I ask if you? So, how long are you guys officially? So, you said November. Is that November 2023?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, so we're coming up like around the 6-7 month mark, if my maths is correct, something like that.
7-8 months. Yeah.
7-8 months. Okay. So, how do you know that she was getting these messages through her
phone? She left her phone open on the kitchen table about 3 weeks ago. And,
right. Okay. So, are you guys still living together?
Yeah. I moved out. She said it was confusing, us living together, and to give us space. So I moved out for about 8 weeks. But things weren't coming back on board, so I decided I wanted to be back home with my kids. And we're back living together for the last 3 weeks. Okay.
All right, buddy. All right, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for sharing. I do appreciate it, and I'm sorry you're going through that, man. It's not easy, especially when you still have to live together and you've got kids and everything. So, making a complete separation is really tough. It is really, really tough. And I think sometimes, man, I mean, I'm always someone that urges on the side of caution with this. And when I say, look, unless you've got absolute evidence to the contrary, it's probably a good idea not to dwell on it. But at the same time, I also advocate if your gut is telling you something, it's normally correct. And I've certainly learned to trust my gut over the years.
I've seen the Valentine's card. She's also added him to her car insurance policy, and
wow.
She's also brought him around our kids already, and had went away for a night there last weekend. She told me that she was going away for a night too at a hotel with the boys alone for her birthday, and lo and behold, he went to the hotel with his 3 girls as well.
Wow, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. I'm really sorry to hear that. Okay.
I don't know how quickly, can things go that quickly since November.
Well, here, okay. Let's dig a little bit deeper into it. How long were you guys together for?
10 years married. 11 years married.
11 years, and you got 2 kids together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what reason did she give for the breakup?
She just puts it down to my behavior.
Okay.
Now,
Are you okay? Are you okay talking about that?
yeah.
Okay. So, tell me what she said.
She just puts it down to my behavior. Like, basically, like, she was out of work. She was in and out of work for the last fucking 7 years. Be it when she was pregnant on the 2 boys and going through IVF and everything like that. So she was still getting a wage, but I didn't know when her wage was going to be finished. So about 2 years ago, I decided that I needed to come up with a second income. So I started buying and selling gaming consoles and stuff like that. Not bad. And it was just with the excess money that we would have after all our bills are paid, that I would have like the extra maybe 200-300 quid a month. But it went wrong, and I got into like an addiction with it, and I couldn't get out of it, and I couldn't ask her for help, and I couldn't admit it to her, and I got depressed, and I got disengaged from the family and everything like that. And that's the behavior she's talking about.
Right. Okay. Is from your perspective, is that factually true? Everything you just told me. So so if we was to put it, come out from her perspective right now, is
Oh
she?
yeah, no, she's 100% right,
Right.
and like I own that, and like I won't disagree with that. Like, and I admitted that, and
yeah.
As soon as she said it on the 6th of November that she wanted to separate legally, literally, it was like you walked over to your light switch and flicked the switch with me, and
Yeah.
everything stopped.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, look, first of all, look, I think, look, well done for owning that. That takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of balls, man. So not a lot of people do that. So well done. That's a great effort, and I think that's the first step in the recovery of any recovery process. Really, is to admit that there is an issue, and the fact that you can do that means, look, in the long run, whatever happens with you and your ex, you're gonna be okay. I promise you that. Okay. So look, let's look at it. Let's just try and look at it from your ex's point of view for a second here. And look, no one's perfect in a relationship. We're all work in progress. We're all projects that we have to work on ourselves. But for women, especially, look, a relationship for a woman kind of depends on. I'd say the main key factor for a woman is that they have to feel emotionally safe. If they don't feel emotionally safe, then that's when they will begin to leave the relationship or begin to check out. Now, it does take a long time for this to happen, sometimes even years. Okay, but typically speaking, when a woman does emotionally check out, it's very hard to get them to check back in because, look, biologically speaking, look, women are physical, they're physically weaker than men. So the reason, what they look for in a man is, on a biological level, is some kind of protection. And that a lot of that comes from the emotional side. And they feel emotionally safe, they'll feel physically safe. So it would seem to me, based on what you've told me, that this is accumulated over some time and she's emotionally checked out. And I don't want to say, look, we don't know for sure if she overlapped the relationship or there was a very brief separation period and she started seeing someone new. We just don't know until we've got actual evidence. But I think for a woman in your ex's position, I think a lot of the time, and I certainly see this quite a lot of the time, especially a woman with kids, will seek that emotional safety in another man if their partner can't provide that. Now, okay, that doesn't make you feel any better. I'm just trying to give you context, okay? And so that's the context, right? So the biggest thing you're struggling with is the speed of which it's happened. Is that correct?
Well, the speed it's happened, but it's like it's also like I class myself as like version end of 2.0. You know what I mean? Since November, I've changed like 1,000%. You know what I mean? Like in every way. Like I know what she was missing. I know the needs that she wasn't missing. Exactly what you said there. The emotional needs weren't being met. You know what I mean? And I know that, and I understand that. But I've also been working on myself. You know what I mean? I've lost nearly 2 stone in weight. You
Well
know what I
done.
mean?
Yeah.
Since then, like I'm more engaged with the kids. Like I have the kids. I'm every single day. Like before, when I had the kids, it was kind of, oh, you're finished. I'm finished work, or you can take the kids. You know, kind of literally going passing the kids. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't engaged in life before. You know what I mean? But now I'm totally engaged. Like, and I have them every single day. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
like, but it's
Yeah.
just going how she can't see to give me another chance. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Where the relationship that she's in is kind of a what we class as long distance relationship, would be like an hour and a half drive away from each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has 3 small kids. She doesn't want to move away from where we are. I can't see him moving away from where he is moving away from his 3 small kids either. You know what I mean? So logically, I can't see it lasting. But I don't understand why she can't see to give me another chance, or if I can convince her to give me another chance.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. Sadly, there's when feelings are involved, there is no logic. You know, we can't out logic how someone feels. At the moment, look, um I think it probably took a long time for your ex to get to this point, and she might be looking back on this. And look, honestly, man, look, your kind of situation, I probably get. Let's say on average, I do about somewhere between 15 to 20 coaching sessions a week, one to one, and I'd say probably a good maybe 40-50% of them are a similar situation to yours. And typically, what comes up, people say, you know, I'm changing, I'm completely different to when I was 6 months ago, which is great. But from your ex's point of view, they might be saying, well, why wasn't you doing that before the breakup? And that can actually push them further away. And I mean, look, I'm not saying stay the way you are. No, you had to change, absolutely. But a lot of people will be thinking, well, why did it take this thing to happen for you to get your ass into gear? Now, with your ex and this new guy, yeah, I agree with you. It probably will implode at one point or another, especially when there's kids involved and you got to add distance to that. She wouldn't have dealt with the breakup yet, so she'll be outsourcing the pain of that to this new guy. So it's likely to be, let's say, a rebound relationship, likely. I say likely because I don't want to say definitely, because it could be genuine. We don't know. But if you were in that position, so let's just try and look at from let's try and put yourself into your ex's shoes at the moment. And this is going to be a hard question to answer, and it might trigger you a little bit, but I do apologize. If you were your ex, okay, and you'd gone through everything that you just said with your behavior, would you be inclined to give that person a second chance?
Probably not. No, not without them showing up for a period of time, if that makes sense. That she's
Yeah.
probably going thinking that it's, oh, this is only an act, and if I give him a chance, it'll go back to what it was.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
If that,
Yeah, and look, I appreciate you being honest. Honestly, honestly, I think that puts you ahead in a lot of scenarios here, because you are being reflective, and that's a good thing. So that's never a bad thing, Ender. I think it's a tough one, man, because like I know you want her back, but let's flip it on its head as well. If she bounced to a new relationship that quickly, let's just say she came back right now. Okay, she phoned you up, said, "Look, I made a mistake. I love you. I want to be with you and the kids and everything." I think somewhere in the back of your head, and look, I think for most men this would be the case. Well, you jumped into bed with a new guy before our bed was even cold. So do you think you'd be able to take her back, knowing that there was text messages coming through, and every time a phone will go off, what would that do to your anxiety? Because personally, And I've certainly been in a similar situation when a woman's rebounded on me and they've wanted to come back. I'm like, no, you're not coming back, because, okay, I was no angel in that relationship. You wasn't any angel in that relationship, but your decision-making process after the breakup seriously makes me question your character. And in a relationship, if you're questioning your partner's character, that puts you on shaky ground. So do you think you could take her back, given that context there?
Being honest, yes, because I think there's a lot more to her emotions than just the relationship, as in things that happened in the past that she hasn't dealt with.
Okay, but why is that your problem?
It's not my problem, but it's not my problem. But I think that would have been played into the relationship breaking down. And if she can deal with all that and us get back at, then I like I say, I would give her a chance. You know what I mean? If she turned around tomorrow and said, "I made a mistake, can we try again?" I would. Being honest, yeah.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, look, I think, look, if everything aligned correctly, then okay. I mean, look, if you message me on Facebook one day and you say, "Look, Nick, I need to jump on the phone with you because we want to reconcile," look, I would do everything in my power to help you facilitate that. But man, we've got to be honest with the situation. If you think the amount of things that would need to happen before you even got to the possibility of reconciliation, yeah, man, that's a lot, and it probably would take some like relationship therapy as well. So that's the thing, man. Look, I get it. You've been together like 11 years. You've got kids together. Yeah, it's a big. Ender, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
41.
41. Okay, you're 1 year older than me. So is she around the same age?
She's 37.
37. Okay. All right.
And he's 45.
45. Okay. All right, buddy. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot, man. Look, you've been together like since you was like 30, since you were 30. That's a big chunk of your life. So yeah, it's like someone just cut your arm off. Literally, just cut your arm off. And you're like, no, I want my arm back. You know, I can't live without my arm. You know, so, and you would do almost anything to get that back. But one thing I can say is that human beings are remarkably adaptable given enough time. So I mean, look, personally, man. Look, if we was doing like a proper one-to-one coaching session right now, I would probably be advising, look, I hear you, I get the desire to want her back, but I wouldn't recommend it. So at the moment, let's focus on what you can do. Like you've been working on yourself, you're losing weight, you're being a better man, being a better father. That's all great stuff. You know, I think probably the next step is try to look at, okay, what can I do for myself outside of being a father? So like hobbies and meeting new people, all that kind of thing. Are you doing anything like that at the moment?
Yeah, well, I'm learning to swim because I can't swim, and the kids are learning to swim, so I'm learning to swim, and I'm starting to join a gym like as well. So
yeah. Okay, man. Okay, look, the other thing I would recommend that you do is, I mean, look, that's all great, fantastic, and well done to you. The other thing I'd recommend that you do is go and do something that's going to truly scare you. And look, I'll give you an example. So like when I was going through my breakup 4 years ago, I went and joined a music school. I wanted to learn to play the drums. I'm still playing now. So look, for me, I'm quite introverted. I'm good at it. I'm good with people and stuff like that, but going to meet new people is quite a challenge for me. So, and I can do it like kind of expertly with a mask on, if that makes sense. I can put up this front. So for me, going and doing that was really, really tough, and learning a new instrument and like literally making myself look like a fool for the first year or so. And so it's like finding something like that. Okay, what is going to really push me outside of that comfort zone? Okay. And that might lead to something even better. And if you start doing these activities where there are people there that want to do the same thing as you, what that will do, one, it will take your mind off of your ex for a little bit. And also it will open up the possibility of actually, you know what, I can maybe possibly be with someone even better in the future. I'm not saying you should do that right now, like looking for a new partner or anything. I think you still got some recovery ahead of you, maybe like another year or so, possibly. But the more you're focused on your ex, the less you're focused on yourself. So that's what I'd recommend is, yes, look, you can have the desire to get your ex back. You can say, hey, I still love this woman. I still want this woman back. But at the moment, that's not possible. So I need to work on X, Y, and Z. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, it makes sense. And like, it's what I'm trying to do, but it's just the emotional connection with her is just
yeah man,
what you're struggling, especially when you're living together as well. You know what I mean? And you're like,
yeah, man. And look, it's 11 years of your life, and look, me and my girlfriend, we've been together almost just a year now, and I spent a good 3 years single, like working on myself, getting myself like back into just like physical and mental shape and everything like that. And I got used to being single, but I've now got used to being in a relationship now. So if my girlfriend phoned me up right now and said, hey, I want to break up, it'd fucking hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. I know I'd be okay eventually, but we get used to being around people. We do make those connections, you know. So times that by 11, you know, and as you say, so like, you know, that's 11.
Well, we're married 11 years. We're together 15 years.
Wow, so even like so times that by 15. You know,
Yeah.
it's So man, look, how you feel right now is perfectly okay and it's perfectly normal. Yes, yeah, and you're meant to feel this way right now. But regardless of what happens with you and your ex, the only way anything will move forward is, one, it's great that you're being a better father for your kids and everything. You're working on yourself, but there has to be there has to be a little bit of selfishness here as well, where you say, right, no, okay, I need to do these kind of things for myself. So I would say focus in on that area a little bit, and you know, outside of anything else, like with your ex, only discuss your kids, okay, and only discuss like business stuff, like, okay, bills need to be paid, whatever it is. And if you can start finding a solution where you can have your own place but still be like in regular contact with your kids, I would highly recommend that, because it's going to make it very, very hard for you to heal while you're both still living in the same house.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Look, I appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks so much. And look, let me know, like you said, you've ordered my book and everything. So look, let me know what you think about that. And look, if you need any help in the future, just give me a shout, and we can take it from there, buddy. All right, it's going to be okay. I promise you, it's going to be okay. But just focus on you. You know, let yourself feel sad when you want to feel sad, and when you feel good, let yourself feel good. And it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, but I promise it'll be okay.
Cool.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thank you, man. Take it easy. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm just going to scroll back up and answer some questions. Guys, does anybody else want to jump on? If you want to jump on, just leave it in the comments below and you can come on. You don't have to put the camera on. Just and you can change your name, whatever you want. Okay, let's go. Okay. I have a question, please. Yes, I'll put it into the comments, buddy, and I'll bring it up. Okay, right. It's been a year since I got dumped by a divorced single mom, and I feel fine. Like the REM song. Thank you. Oh, well done. Thank you for sharing, and I'm glad you're okay. Thank you. So, hi Nick. My ex has started to stalk my socials 4 months later. Is it a sign they're regretting the decision to break up? I don't know, man. Only they would know the answer. It's a sign, I think, that maybe they're curious about something. But the way I look at this, look, if I dump someone and I really wanted them back, I'd pick up the fucking phone and say, hey, I made a mistake. I want you back. Yeah, I wouldn't do all this social media stalking. I mean, let's just assume for a second that they do want you back. And their way of doing that is stalking your socials. I mean, it's really immature, no? So think about it. If that is really the case, I think for me, if somebody wants you back, they would text, or they would at least text or call you, you know. So probably, you know, don't read too much into it. And look, I would suggest that maybe you unfollow your ex on social media, because otherwise it's just going to drive you crazy. Look, the way I look at it, I don't go on like personal social media too much. I've got a social media account for Facebook set up for my Facebook, for the Facebook group, that the Love Fix Facebook group, and I do have a personal social media, and I've got a personal Instagram. I've got a business Instagram. To be honest, my personal ones, I hardly go on. And look, the fact is, the people that are close to me have my number. Yeah. So that's what I think. Let me just check Facebook, guys. So it's really hard to check. It's really hard to check both at the same time. Just make sure we haven't got any questions.
Sorry, it's really hard to check.
Okay. Right. If anyone, right. Okay, so we've got a comment from Facebook here. This was regards to Ender's conversation. I thought that was a typical male tendency to change after things after a breakup. No, I wouldn't say so. I'll say that typically happens to most people. The fact is, human beings can be fickle like this. It's like, you know, we'd rather choose a cure over prevention. It's like when a doctor tells someone, say, hey, look, if you stop drinking now, if you stop taking drugs now, if you stop smoking now, you'll be fine. But what happens is people wait until they get the illness before they start changing, and that's just the sad truth of human beings. Unfortunately, I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Hay fever season started here in the UK, and it's kicking my ass. I am literally doped up to the eyeballs on hay fever meds at the moment, and it still doesn't take it all away. Okay. Has anyone got a cactus I can just stick down my throat to scratch it? Okay, D. I was with my ex for only 6 months, broken up for needed two. She has a lodger who's a colleague who recently just broke up with his girlfriend of 7 years. Has she just replaced me with him? I have no idea. I don't know. I think that gets into the territory of monkey branching. Is it a possibility? Yes, but look, as I said earlier, without evidence, it's really hard for me to say, okay, this is the case. But I'm also a big advocate. Like, my gut is telling me this thing as well, and I'm going to listen to my gut. But regardless, let's say, regardless if that's true or not, how does that change the situation? How does that change your situation? You know, it's not worth it. Look, if it's not the lodger guy, it's going to be someone else. The fact is, my friend, and this is where it's really brutal. Her actions are about her and how she feels. And look, it's all in my book. Go and pick it up. This teaches you how to deal with these kind of thoughts. This teaches you how to get through it. Okay? Yeah. So go to Amazon, Breaking Up with Your Breakup. Type that in. Pick up a copy. You know, guys, you're gonna get sick of this. I'm gonna plug this to shit. The reason I'm gonna plug this to shit, because I haven't actually started any marketing yet. I'm working with my team in the background for that, so I'm just doing it on my own at the moment. So anyway, so look, her actions are based on how she feels, not based on how you feel. Okay, and I get it, man. If I was in your situation, I'd be thinking the same shit. I'd be 100 with you. I'd be thinking the same shit. But then I have to step back and say, okay, how does this change my situation? How does this help me? It doesn't. Okay. I'm going to try not to think about it. I'm going to try and focus on things that's going to move me forward. So let me know what you think. And is this monkey branching? Well, monkey branching is when they have someone lined up before they break up with you. So if this person was lined up and she was like having like an emotional connection with this person, then yes, that's a monkey branch, and that's cheating, you know. Daniel, probably, dude, women be like that. Daniel, let's not make it men versus women, buddy. You know, we all make mistakes. Men are no angels in some situation, neither are women. But then you've got some really good women, you've got some really good men. So I would also love a live call if you do. Okay, bud. Yeah, all right. let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna post the link below. Okay. Right, so if you go to the bottom of the comments, the link will be there. Come and jump on. Daniel, leave that girl. She's for the streets. Don't give her a second chance. All right, buddy, let's try and keep those kind of comments clean, okay? Look, we don't know the situation fully. Yeah, everyone makes mistakes. Do I agree with the way she's acted? No, absolutely not. But let's try and keep it clean and let's not make it men versus women. Okay. Don't want to continue to build a life without. Yeah, agreed. Monkey branching is cheating with more work. Yeah, again, agreed. And that is the top 3 of also disrespectful things that are partnering it. Yeah, also agreed. Yeah, so come and jump on, buddy. The link's below. Just click the link. Okay, all right. Let's just take that off. Right, let's no. What's going on? All right, so let's go.
Can you hear me?
How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. So do you want me to call you Soap, or do you have a
Soap or Orion? It's up to you.
So or Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. How can I help you?
Okay. So about 4 months ago, my ex broke up with me. So her father died a month before, and during that period, it was a lot of like kind of just pushing me away. I was trying to support her like the best I could, and yeah, just in the end, like eventually, she just woke up one day and said, "I don't love you anymore. I want to break up."
Ouch.
Yeah.
How long were you two together?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years, literally like a week before her father passed.
Right. Okay. How were things before? Okay. So, all right. So when dad passed away, and obviously sorry to hear that, by the way, because obviously you would have had some kind of contact with the father. So I'm sorry about that. Okay. So was it an unexpected death, or was he sick?
No, it was unexpected. Literally, just she got like a call one day saying like he was in a hospital. He went in for like a simple operation. Then like he had like multiple like organ failures while like under the operation. They put him into a comatose state, and basically they found out he had like a bunch of like different cancers.
Wow.
The family had to decide to whether to wake him up and let him live the rest of his life in pain, or obviously let him pass.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
so bad. I'm sorry. All right, man. So how was the relationship before that?
Honestly, so I thought it was great. I didn't really like see any like major issues or anything like that. But then when she broke up with me, she was saying that we went through like a year rut that she didn't communicate with me, at me with. Yeah, it kind of like confused me a bit because never once did I ever get that impression that she was unhappy.
Okay.
So it was a bit out of the blue.
Okay. All right. Do you think that so let's talk about the communication a little bit. Do you think what she said is true?
No, I don't. So she was kind of saying like we weren't doing enough. But really, like we went on holiday literally like a month prior. We go to about 1 or 2 concerts a month, like as well as getaways and stuff like that. So I can't see it. Like I really just don't understand that point.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, it's not the first time I've heard something like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it certainly can be. A death in the family certainly can facilitate something like this. But I normally find there's also something else going on, and it's kind of a combination of the two things that accumulate to that. So like when you was having the breakup conversation, is that all she said? She's like, oh, we're not communicating, we don't do enough. Did she say anything else?
No, well, like she also said that we want different things, but I already said to her like that stuff. Like, although I did want those, it was more of a case of like together. I'm happy together. I could put it past me, and I literally all throughout the relationship I was telling her that. So I don't know why like it's kind of relevant to bring up.
Mm. I think what happens, Ryan, a lot of the time when someone wants to get out of a relationship for whatever reason that might be, I think women do this more than men. Sorry, ladies, but this is just factually true. I'm not saying it's a men versus women thing. It's just observation. But men can do this as well, where we will gather every little insignificant thing that's happened in the past to make our case. So look, I was in a situation actually, it was around about this time last year, funny enough, and I was dating someone, and I knew it wasn't going anywhere, and I was like, what I wanted to say, just say, hey, look, this isn't working. I don't think we're right for each other. But then what I found myself doing is I was trying to find every little thing that like annoys me about her, which is oh, fuck
Yeah.
God. See the way she brushed her teeth the other day, or the way she leaves the toilet seat up, or the way she uses a cup. All these we gather all these silly things, and what that really comes down to is to alleviate our own guilt. Really, that's so we can justify the breakup.
That's kind of how it felt. So literally, like maybe 2 days before the breakup, obviously, her father passed, and we didn't have sex at all. And all of a sudden, I come into her room, and she jumps on me, like basically never done that before. Then I asked, like, what was that about? She was just saying, like, oh, she just wanted to do like one final test to see if she loved me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ryan, how old are you?
I'm 25 and she's 25.
25. How long were you together?
2 years.
2 years. So you did say, my apologies. All right, buddy. Okay. I mean, look, you both, and I'm going to sound like a patronizing old man now because I turned 40 this year, so I do apologize. Even though sometimes, the little voice in my head acts like a 15-year-old sometimes when I see something funny. So, but anyway, look, you're both still very young, and look, the human brain doesn't fully develop until around 25. Okay, so it could be, man. Look, let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just assume for 1 second everything she's told you is 100% true from her perspective, from whatever emotional distress that she's going through. Okay, and she's got a limited tool set to deal with that right now. Okay, look, I've certainly been through similar things where someone's going through a tough family situation and saying, hey, look, I can't give you what you want right now, and they've come back like a year later saying, look, I've grown up and blah blah blah, whatever it might be. So have you had any contact since the breakup?
Okay, so I think for about 2 months I would maybe like message her once a week, if not once every couple of weeks, just trying to like I guess try my luck in a sense. For the most part, just obviously like shut me out. Eventually she did just block me on Facebook, and like that's it. She didn't block me anywhere else.
Yeah.
I think about a month and a half ago, which is the last time I spoke to her, I just like put everything on the table. I guess I touched the hot stove, as you would say.
Yeah.
I just said like, is there any chance of this? Is like, do you see this happening at all in the future? And she was just saying like, she wanted the space to grieve, and like she just don't see it in the future. But like again, it's like the case of it was a good relationship. Like I really like just don't understand. I've been in like horrible relationships before, and I can't see it.
Yeah.
I can't see like where this came from. She just like flipped a switch like the moment it happened, and like I just didn't recognize her after.
Was she prone to that kind of behavior with anything else in her life?
I guess with her past exes, it's kind of like a repeating thing, it seems. Like, so she said with her past ex, the reason they broke up is because like they dated like during COVID, like they weren't doing anything, so she thought, okay, we'll see how this goes after. And apparently they just broke up because they weren't doing anything even after COVID.
Okay, so all right, interesting. All right, how was her relationship like? What was the relationship like with her father?
To be honest, like from what I saw, that they weren't too close. Like maybe as a kid, they were, but I don't know. They didn't really like talk too much. She loved him, like no doubt about it. I don't understand. They were close, but not like that close, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I mean, look, man, without any further information, look, it could be a combination of this is just her personality.
Yeah.
And let's look, my theory is here, given what you've told me about her ex-boyfriend, my theory is that this was going to happen regardless of her dad passing away and not around about this time. How long was she with her ex for?
I think they were together for 9 months.
9 months. Okay. And did she ever talk about the ex before that?
Yeah. So okay. So the ex before that, they dated for 4 years, but that was like when they were younger. So after she broke up with me, she blocked me on Facebook. Then I managed to get my friends just to look at it because I thought it was a bit suspicious. And I noticed that she added her ex on Facebook, which I thought was a bit weird. I assumed it was monkey branching to begin with, but then I saw he just got married, so I don't really know like what happened with that. I know he reached out like maybe a week after like my father died, and it was like I guess a couple of weeks before she broke up with me, so I kind of connected the dots there, but I guess I was wrong in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's yeah. I mean, look, I'm sorry you're going through this, man. I have no doubt that you're going through a lot of up and down emotions and confusions right now. Look, without it, it's really hard to pin down. And look, when I'm doing one-to-one coaching sessions over the phone, look, sometimes it's really easy to pin down what's happened, and sometimes in your case it's actually really difficult. And I think what can happen, we can lose sight of what we need to do now to actually feel better. We can become hyper focused on our ex and not focus enough on ourselves, and that's what I talk about in my book. Really, is we've got to be hyper focused on ourselves and not hyper focused on the ex. And
Well, I've done a bit of that. So literally, like since it happened, I've gone to the gym every day, like no skip day, every day.
yeah.
I'm just about to start piano lessons.
Well,
I have done like a few dates, which obviously I know you wouldn't recommend, but it's more of a case of like trying to get my confidence back.
yeah. Yeah, that's fine, man. I mean, look, dating can be a funny thing. I mean, look, as long as you're being honest and upfront with the women that you're dating, saying, "Hey, look, I am going through a bit of a bad time right now. I am just trying to meet new people. I'm not looking for anything right now, and I'm not even looking for a sexual thing. This is just a social thing, like a social interaction for me."
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I think if there's no like real intent behind it, I think that's probably okay. But the other risk that you might be running here, Ryan, is doing too much to distract yourself. So look, it's okay if you don't want to answer this question. It's totally fine. But have you cried since the breakup? Have you had a cry?
Oh yeah.
I mean, look, it's necessary. And I'll give you some. Like, I remember when I was going through my breakup, and my brother came to see me one day, and he said, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, look," I actually said to him, I cried like a little baby last night," and he said to me, "No, you cried like a man." And probably the best piece of a sage advice he ever gave me is that you cried like a man, and it's okay. Yeah, we cry as well, and it fucking hurts. Yeah, it hurts, and it's okay, and it's okay to hurt. I think, man, look, the other way to look at this, given the way she's acted, given the way she's responded, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, her father's died. We've got to be respectful of that, and maybe look, she's just let's just be fair to her. She's had a complete meltdown. She can't emotionally be there for you or for a relationship right now, and she's done what she's done. So
I mean, like she did kind of like say a lot of that during a breakup as well.
Yeah.
She's just saying, "Look, like you deserve better. Like I can't give anything to this right now."
Yeah.
I guess in a way she was saying that anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of assume also that I was actually there like when her father passed, like we all were. So I kind of assumed maybe like she's relating me to her dad's death.
Maybe it's a possibility, but like again, without evidence, it's very hard to say that. But look, man, I think you've got to ask yourself this. Given the way she's acted, I think it's perfectly understandable the way she's responded. Her dad died. Okay, I mean, look, I'm fortunate enough that I still have both my parents. I've never experienced that. I don't know how I will react when it's their time. I have no idea. Okay, but I would like to think that I wouldn't dump my partner because I'm going through a bad time. So you've got to ask yourself this: can this woman be my wife and the mother to my children? And the reason I say you should always ask this question, because when life gets tough, and trust me, my friend, you will go through all sorts of difficult challenges throughout your life. It's just that's life, okay? Go and ask yourself, is this the woman that's going to stay on the ship with me and try to keep it sailing, or is she going to be the woman that jumps off the second that the waters get a little bit rough?
I mean, it's already happened. So my father's got cancer himself.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
She already jumped off. So
Yeah.
and now my mother's got liver disease, so she's probably going to be dialysis soon. So she's kind of jumped ship on a quite a detrimental time for me.
Yeah,
me.
Mate, that's fucking rough, man. I'm so sorry. That's a lot to bear on.
Yeah, I've honestly I've never cried so much in my life, to be honest. Like I'm not really a crier.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Look, look, you're 25 and you're carrying a lot of weight, man. That's a lot of weight for anyone to carry, but especially at 25. What's like? If you got support around you, like brothers, sisters, friends, family, what's going on?
A lot of like cousins and friends. Obviously my family are like I'm trying to like space away just because like I don't want to like I overbear them with my grief when they're kind of going through a lot themselves.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get through it with like I guess just like easy tasks, or not easy, but I've signed up for the white collar boxing.
Yeah.
So I'll do like a charity fight for prostate cancer, which obviously my dad has.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to distract myself in like healthy ways, but yeah, it's just been a bit much for me.
Yeah, dude, it would be a bit much for anybody. Okay, it'd be a bit much for anybody. And look, there's a funny enough, I've got a friend who went through something very similar, and actually I wrote about him in my book. It's a friend of mine called Dave. Actually, Lizzie knows him as well, and he got dumped. And then literally a couple of months after, he got diagnosed with kidney cancer, and then he survived that. And literally about another 2 months after that, he got diagnosed with skin cancer, and he survived that. And so like he went through and poor bastard was fucking suicidal because of the breakup as well. Like literally, me and my friend Staggy were literally on a video call with him because he's American and lives in America. He was saying that he was considering using his gun on himself. We was like, go and get your gun and empty the fucking bullets in front of us, man. So look, it can be tough, man. And this is a dude that is been in the American military who has seen war. He's been through a lot of shit. And the worst thing that was breaking him, it wasn't the cancer or anything, it was the breakup. And that's the thing. That's the crazy thing, man. Despite what you're going through right now, the most pain you're probably in is from the breakup.
No, yeah, I agree. It is. I think it's like I'm upset that like she's not the person who I thought she was, and like I'm just like looking for any like inclination that she's still there, and like all this has just been like some big fuck up that she's made and she's going to apologize for.
Yeah,
but
man.
It's just not happening.
Yeah,
it's been like 4 months and she hasn't reached out once. Like every time I've spoke to her, like it's been me reaching out.
Yeah, man.
At one point, so we went to like a tattoo fest, or we booked it together. She came to pick up her stuff, and I was like to her, like, do you still want to go together? She said no. Then I saw her there anyway, because obviously like both went, and she started walking around with me. She got a tattoo with me, like not the same one obviously, but yeah, she got a tattoo with me, and like she wanted to stay. So it was just like very like confusing then, and that was like a month, if not a couple of weeks after. So at that point, I was like in full mode. Oh, I could get her back, and yeah, then like she bucked me.
Yeah, man, that's rough. I think the lesson to learn here, man, is I've said this 1,000 times before. When someone insists on showing you who they truly are, believe them. And what can happen is we stay attached and we romanticize and fantasize the person that we fell in love with, or the version of them that we built up in our heads. So yeah, I think. Listen, man, look. It's rough. It's rough what you're going through, but look, our actions should always inform what you do now. Okay, as in, okay, this hurts. I still love this woman, and I still want this woman back, and I'm going through shit in my personal life. But I can't have this woman back because she's going to jump ship the second it gets rough. And okay, look, maybe she's just not mature enough. Maybe she just hasn't got the tools for that. Maybe she's going for her own thing. So we have to kind of be kind to her here, and we have to say, okay, look, we don't know enough about her situation and what's going on in her head to say, oh, what a bitch. And so I don't want to get into that. The fact is, she has her own perception and her own view of the world, and she's acted the way she's acted. It just so that means fundamentally, you guys are no longer compatible, because for you guys to be compatible, you have to be aligned with, okay, I choose to stick with you even when times get hard, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, man. All right, look, thank you, man. I appreciate you sharing your story, and look, I really hope your mom and dad are okay, and whatever it is. But look, whatever happens, look, fucking my fingers crossed. I'm putting forward.
Thank you for your time, mate. I appreciate it.
Always, anytime. Look, the channel's there. Look, if you're not in my Facebook group, you can always jump in there. It's a private group. No one can see what you're doing outside of that group. So that's.
I'm already in that stuff. Don't worry about it.
Do you post?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think you've commented a few times.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll look out for you. I'll look out for Ryan next time. So I didn't make the connection between your screen name here and that. So my apologies. All right. Yeah. All right, man. Look, take it easy. Look, and look, above all else, make sure you take care of yourself. Okay. And look, I promise. Okay.
Thank you, mate.
You're welcome. Take it easy. All right. Oh man, that's really harsh. Thank you, Ryan. Guys, I'm just going to switch the lights on. It's getting dark here. Give me a sec. All right. Okay. Should let the camera readjust. All right. Thank you, Ryan. Keith, sorry to hear this, Ryan. You did well done. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Ryan. I'm sorry. That's a lot to go through. Yeah, it is a shit ton to go through. I mean, Jesus Christ. Stay Brown. If I know at the end of the day I would never get back with her, then it's useless to think back about the relationship. Yeah, I mean, look, in theory, yes, I totally agree with you, but in practice, look, our thoughts go where our thoughts go. It's just, look, it's okay. It's okay to have these thoughts and feelings. That's more than okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how we respond to them, I think, is where the magic happens. Okay. All right. Kenneth, my girl left me at my lowest the first time I asked for help in 5 years, and just man, that's rough. Yeah, it's I think a relationship is truly tested when something like really personal goes wrong. So yeah, that can be tough. I'm sorry, man. The more times she changes her mind and breaks up with you again, the more pain and debilitation accumulate. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Okay, I'm going through a heartbreak at almost 6 months, still not doing well. I'm sorry to hear that, man. If you've got a question, post it below. Happy to try and answer it. All right, guys, I'm going to go on for about another 15-20 minutes. So if you've got your questions, please add them below. If I don't get to them, I'll try to respond in the comments a bit later. Kenneth, yes, Nick, my favorite quote of you: when they show you, they really are believe. Yeah, thank you. Anyone ever take their ex back before? Well, I can't speak for anybody else, but I've certainly reconciled with women that have dumped me and women that I have dumped. It's never worked out, but yes, I have done. Okay, what's mistake? No, bro. Okay. Whitney, I had someone break up with me because I had to take care of my dad. Wow, that's really shit. I'm sorry, Whitney. Look, I think whoever that was, they did you a favor, because imagine if that happened in 10, 15, 20 years. Did you a favor. Yep, took it back and destroyed me even worse. Yep, been there, my friend. Okay, let me check Facebook. I've been neglecting Facebook. Just sad there's no other way of doing this now.
Been there, my friend.
And let me just see if I can mute that. Okay.
Sad there's no other way of doing this now. Yeah, my friend.
Okay. Let me just see if I can mute that. Why can't I mute this? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. So, and now it won't let me see the comments. Do you know what, Facebook? It was a lot easier when you allowed us to stream from 2 different platforms. What exactly means? Okay, Kurt says in the Facebook group, what exactly does it mean? I will always love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. That's a good question. Well, I think when someone says I love you, but I'm not in love with you, I think it's the biggest load of bullshit ever to come out of anybody's mouth. It doesn't really mean anything, because after a certain amount of time, love is no longer a feeling. Love is a choice. It's an active choice. So for me, and again, I've explained this, I've broken that down in this book, like, and I think I've done a reasonable job of it, of researching that and actually breaking down what people think love is and what it really is. What people, like when people say, oh, I've got this connection and I've got the spark and it's just amazing, this person just knows me and just gets me, that's not a spark, that's not a connection, that's unresolved trauma. That's what that is. That is a dopamine high. And the thing is with dopamine, it goes and it goes, okay? So it will always level out. And when it levels out, people think, well, I'm not happy here anymore, so I don't feel love. Well, love should be around about here. Yeah. Nice, in the middle, steady. Yeah. Not too quick. You have some little highs and some little lows, but it should be around about in the middle here. Okay. Peaceful. Okay. So rather than falling in love with someone, try to grow to love someone. That is far more sustainable and it will get you a lot further in life, okay? Because that in love feeling, that Disney butterfly feeling that we all feel in the first few months or whatever, that all that's there to do is to get you to make babies, and then our biology levels out. It'll go up this, it'll go, okay, reproduce, and then it'll come down. And the reason it does that, and it comes a bit of a history and biology lesson for you. Our biology evolved, so you have to go back well over 10,000 years, okay? Life was harder. We lived in caves. We lived in small groups. You were more likely to die. You were more likely to break a leg. If you broke a leg, you would die because you can't hunt. More susceptible to disease, all that kind of thing. So our biology evolved to make as many babies with as many people as possible. Okay, so after 1 to 5 years, that connection feeling that draws you to someone, levels out basically. And the reason it levels out is because after 1 to 5 years, that baby you've made with person A or person number 1 is able to somewhat support itself. It can walk, it can kind of feed itself. So then there's a high risk of that baby dying. So our biology says, go and make more babies with more people in case that one dies. Okay. And now that's what happens, exactly what happens now. So when people say, I've got this connection, one, that's to get you to reproduce. Okay. Or it's unresolved trauma. So the next time you're on a date with someone and you feel drawn in, you feel, oh my God, this person's amazing, you should be stepping back and asking yourself, what about them is familiar? What about them reflects my trauma? What about them reflects my relationship with my parents? And what about them reflects the relationship with my mom and dad between themselves? Because our first blueprint of love is what we see from our parents. And our first blueprint of love is what we have with our parents. And most of the time, it's not a good relationship a lot of the time. And we are attracted to that because that's our first blueprint of love. Shit stinks, but it's warm. And that's what we get attracted to. So be very, very careful with that. So when someone says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, what that really means is that, well, I don't get this dopamine high from you anymore, so I'm going to go and get it elsewhere. That will always, always, always disappear. So love is a fucking choice. It's not a feeling. It's a fucking choice. I actively choose you. I actively invest in you. I'm going to stay with you and weather the storm. And that's the thing about weathering the storm. What happens? We become weathered. We become stronger. Yeah. We should be using oxytocin to be connected. Yeah. Not dopamine. Dopamine's awesome. But we don't have a biology that's meant to have a lot of dopamine. We get dopamine from food, from sex, from alcohol, from drugs, from social media. We are bombarded with dopamine. So our base level used to be here. Now the base level is up here. So now you have to get even more and more and more dopamine to feel in love. So the second it drops, I'm not in love with you anymore. Well, do you know what? You're not someone I want to be with then, because you're mistaking highs for happiness. You're thinking love is a constant high. It's not. Love is constant fucking work. Trust me, guys. You're talking to someone that used to be anxious all the time. I used to think if I wasn't anxious, I wasn't in love with someone. No, it was completely wrong. I'm mistaking anxiousness for love. Thankfully, I don't fucking do that anymore. And I've got far more, like, the most stable relationship I've ever been in, which takes consistent working on myself. It takes my girlfriend to consistently work on herself. And it takes us consistently working on the shit that we have together. Gone on a tangent there, but I get deep into this, and it's chapter 2. Chapter 2 in the book. Wait, what page is chapter 2? Let me see. Okay, 43. God damn it! I should be more prepared for this. All right. Chapter 2. How Disney fucked us all. And everything I just said, I destroy it in this chapter, okay? And that, what I'm hoping will do for people is give you a better understanding, rather changing your concept of what you think love should be. And if you can do that, then you'll start attracting people that think the same as you. Anyway, rant over, moving on. Okay, if I'd known that she was cheating, I wouldn't have taken her back. Oh, sorry, man. That is rough. Yeah. Okay, me too. True story. That was fine. Okay. All right. 4 months no contact. She was the dumper. She sent me 2 long messages the day we broke up. When she left my place, messages wished me the best. I ignored and haven't spoken since. Should I have ignored them? Well, I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here. I mean, personally, I'd have said, I think I would have responded, hey, look, I appreciate your message. I'm sorry you couldn't work things out. Take care. I would have, as hard as that would have been for me to send, being in your situation, that's what I think I would have done. But if it's, look, I wouldn't respond to them now. It's probably been too long. Yeah. It wouldn't, if you've responded, it probably wouldn't have changed the outcome. Okay, Stay Brown. The breakup was so unexpected and caught me by surprise. When I described the relationship, she said we have completely different views on how the relationship was. How is that possible? It's very easily possible, my friend. It's very easily possible. The fact is, you've got your worldview. You've got what you think. She's got her on. Well, he or she has got their worldview and what they think. Okay, yeah, and that can happen at any time. It really can. So I am sorry that you're going through a breakup, but yeah, I mean, from your ex's point of view, it's very possible. If you was in that situation, one day you might be in that situation and think, wow, we're just not aligned anymore. We're just going in different directions. Yeah, it is possible, my friend. Costas. My ex also dumped me. I decided to remove her. My ex also dumped me. I decided to remove at her country, her place. Oh, I think you mean I decided to move to her country and her place. And then she asked me for a space and time. Anyway, after 3 years of relationship, she found a guy older than her. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's brutal. Sorry about that. All right, Marie, let me just check Facebook one more time. And then I'm going to cut that. I think I'm going to stop that stream. No more. Okay, right. What's the difference between a normal breakup and a breakup with a trauma bond? I mean, is there such a thing as a normal breakup? I would say every breakup's unique. I would say every breakup is unique because no 2 people are the same. You know, like if me and my girlfriend were to break up right now, it would be its own unique entity. I don't think there is a different. Look, a breakup is a breakup at the end of the day. I think with a trauma bond, I think that the difference, yeah, it's not so much what's different about the breakup. It's like what's different about the relationship, because you're bonding over trauma, not genuine compatibility. So that's what I would say. Look, it might be a little bit more difficult to recover because then you've got to repair the original wound before the relationship, the wound created by the relationship, and then you've got 2 wounds you've got to repair at the same time. So, interesting question. Never been asked that before. So, thank you. That actually caused me to think. Thanks a lot. P.S. She has a kid from her ex-husband. The new guy is around 60 and she's my age, 40. Fuck her, let her burn. They left me after we took a big, long anticipated family trip. Told me I ruined the relationship because of past decisions we had resolved. We had a great relationship. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does seem a bit confusing, man. I mean, I'd need a bit more context to that. But it might not make sense to you, but to them it makes perfect sense. Okay, so always remember that. Kevin, I had that I love you, but I'm not in love with you bullshit as well. Christmas Eve 2023. Well, it's a good thing you bought my book, my friend. It will get you through that. But yeah, man, I hear you. It's fucking rough when I say that. It is. Look, I mean, look, it's rom-com bullshit. When we get that, we get that from films and Disney. You know, it's not a thing. It's just not a thing. It just really isn't a thing. It's a cop out. I'd have much more respect for someone if they just said, "Hey, look, this relationship doesn't work for me anymore. It's not me. It is you." You know, I'd have more respect for someone like that. It's like, at least you've got the balls to tell me the truth. Okay, these days, I love you would sound like bullshit. Well, look, change. Look, I think people need to change what I love you means. When I say to my girlfriend, I love you, what it used to be is like, I love you would be me saying it because I wanted to hear it back. Me saying I love you was I need you to love me because I don't love myself enough. When I say to my girlfriend that I love you, it's I love her, the compatibility me and her have. I love the chemistry that we have. I love that she has her own life and she lets me get on with my own life outside of the relationship. I love that, you know, if I need a hug, she'll give me a hug. Yeah, it's not like this dependent love. It's like, look, I'm okay with or without you, but it's great that we're together. It's that kind of love. It's like, okay, I'm investing in this journey with you. So change. And it's also, look, Logan Ury says it in her book, How to Not Die Alone. Relationships are not discovered. Relationships are not discovered, they're built. Okay. And there's a difference between falling in love and being in love. I think we need to change that to growing to love someone. That's what we need to change that to. Because how the fuck can people fall in love after 1 day, after 1 month, after 3 months, after 6 months? How can you fall in love with someone like you don't know this person? This is what I don't understand with people. Can you grow to love someone over 6 months? Yeah, absolutely. You can grow to love someone. You can grow to appreciate that person. But if someone says I'm in love with you within like the first month or on the first day, or you've got this connection, you've already started the relationship at 100%. It can only get worse from there. It can't get any better. Yeah. So be very careful when you're on the dating scene. If you're feeling this amazing connection with someone, that's the one you need to be careful with. And I tell you one thing, before I had my first date with my girlfriend, the woman I went on a date with before that, again, we had this amazing chemistry on the first day. It's like, oh my God, this woman's amazing. But because I've done the therapy, because I've done the work on myself, I had to sit back and I had to say to myself, what about her is triggering my trauma? What about her is familiar? Okay. And I went away and I identified exactly what it was. Okay. And I said, right, okay, I'm not going to see that woman again because I know this will go down a bad path. When I started dating my girlfriend, first date, good date, didn't set the world alight. It wasn't magical, wasn't amazing. We had a good conversation. We had a good laugh. We had good compatibility in the context of that first date, and there was some chemistry there. I wasn't jumping out my skin thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But I was like, okay, well, I don't feel anxious around this woman. I actually feel quite peaceful. So that's why I went on a second date with her, and it evolved into a completely different relationship than I've ever done before. Okay, so think about that, guys. All right, Timothy Trottier. She said she wishes we could be friends only without drama. I'm like, she's the drama. I told her that I can't automatically just be friends. I don't want that friend zone. What should I do? Keep doing what you're doing, man. Absolutely. You should look. I think when I've been dumped in the past and I didn't want to be dumped, and someone says to me, and a woman says to me, hey, I want to be friends. I'm like, look, friendship is not enough for me. I only see you as a romantic option. I only want romance with you. So if you change your mind, give me a call. Can you be friends with someone? So, yeah, you can, but further down the line, I'm friends with two of my, just spit just came out of my mouth there. How delightful. I'm friends with two of my exes from years ago, but it took a long time to get there. We're talking like 2-3 years of separation. Both me and them being okay with being with other people, not being weird around each other. And the reason I'm friends with them is because they're generally nice human beings. I get on well with them and I enjoy their company. I don't have any more romantic feelings towards them. I don't even find them physically attractive anymore. So it can be possible, but it takes time, but not right after this. Is your book on Amazon USA as well? It is over $50. What? No, my friend. I didn't price it at $50. I can show you right now. I can show you right now on my Amazon account. It's $11.99 on the UK Amazon. It might look. You might need what could be happening, Kenneth. That sounds like to me that's shipping charges. So you might want to change the region on your Amazon because it might be connecting to the UK Amazon. So make sure you're on the US Amazon. That's probably what it is, man. Because there's no way it should be that expensive. I wouldn't. I mean, look. I charge for my services, but I'm not greedy or anything like that, man. So yeah. So change the region on your Amazon. Okay. Oh, questions are coming in thick and fast now. Stay Brown, when an ex acts out of character after the relationship, doing literally everything I don't like, are they coping or is that just who they always were? It might be a combination of the two, but again, as I said before, when someone shows you truly who they are, believe them. I think someone's true colors comes out during a breakup. I generally believe that. So yeah, maybe. Just turn this up. Okay. Piercing, tattoos, hair color change, drinking, partying, all that. Opposite of what she was. Who knows, man? Maybe her doing all that stuff is the act, or maybe when she was with you is the act, or maybe that's just how she responds to breakups. Okay. Oh, I meant hearing I love you. Yeah. Look again. I think we need to change what that means. Yeah. We have to change what I love you means. I'm in love. We have to change what that means, basically. So look, that's everybody's own journey. It's probably, I ain't got enough time to go into that right now, but it's in here. I'll break it all down. This not only teaches you how to get over a breakup, it also teaches you to change your ideas on relationship and how to get a healthier relationship going forward. Okay, Daniel Douglas. I had a weird dream about my ex recently. In my dream, she told me she was proud of me, and I said I am healing. Do you think this was a weird telepathic thing, or was this just my mind overthinking? Buddy, no, it's just your subconscious organizing your thoughts. That's all dreaming is. Okay. Look, I don't want to shit on anybody's beliefs, but look, I'm a scientist. I go by science at the end of the day. It's dreaming is your subconscious organizing the day's events. And yes, it's a traumatic event and you might be having dreams for a long time. Look, sometimes, man, I still get dreams about my exes sometimes. I'm 4 years removed and sometimes I dream occasionally about my ex. She was a big part of my life. Of course, that's going to come up. Okay, Lizzie, and love is so much more than physical attraction, sex. People do refuse to see this and keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Yeah, I do agree. I meant to say I couldn't authentically be just friends. It's been 6 months post breakup. I want her to come to me. Should I continue no contact or try to communicate more to stay out? Yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing. I agree with you. I couldn't be friends with an ex like within 6 months. It's just impossible for me. And I think it's for most people. But always remember, man, look, no contact is to neutralize the effects your ex has over you. No contact is to get you back. Okay. No contact is it's a set of rules. It's a set of rules to live by. So you can stupid book. Again, let me find it. 91. So I'm referencing the shit out of this right now. Yeah. Chapter 4, no contact. Okay. And also, so look, this goes through about what no contact really truly is and what it's for. It goes through like the dark art of no contact and how hard it can be. Yeah, and there's some good stories in there about people that have done no contact. So check it out. So guys, look, if you want to get my book, go to Amazon, type in "Breaking Up with Your Breakup," and you can order yourself a copy. And so just whilst I'm on the book, guys, look, the book is like the bridge between like the free stuff that I do, like this, for example, and my one-to-one coaching services. So you've got the free stuff, and you've got my one-to-one coaching, which is the premium side of what I do. Okay, and that can be. Look, I appreciate that is the expensive side of it. The book is the gap. It fills the gap, bridges the gap between the free stuff and the premium stuff. Okay, so if coaching's not your thing, or it's just like, okay, look, I don't want to spend that amount. I don't want to spend money on it. That's fine. Like I get it. I get it. I don't ever tell anybody to, hey, look, fucking sign up with me. Or if you want to sign up with me, you sign up with me, and we'll get we'll work together and we'll get you through this. But if not, the book is there. Okay, you mentioned compatibility chemistry a lot. Can you explain what you mean further, please? Okay, right. So yes, a lot of people confuse this. Okay, so most people I come across, and certainly I would say without fail, like 98% of all coaching clients I've had start a relationship based on chemistry. Now, what is chemistry? Chemistry is the fun stuff. It's the sexy stuff. It's the laughter. It's we have the same hobbies. We have the same sense of humor. We like the same films. We've just connected. That we just get each other. That's the chemistry. That's the fun stuff. Okay. And the reason people mistake that for love is because it's the sexy stuff. It's the Disney romance. It's the rom-com, and it's all like, it's just meant to be, all that kind of thing. Compatibility is the non-sexy stuff. It's values. It's emotional maturity. It's, do we live close to each other? Do we want the same amount of kids? Are we religiously aligned? Are we politically aligned? What do you feel about family? How do you handle an argument? That's compatibility. Okay. And people don't talk about compatibility until it's too late. Yeah. You have to establish boundaries and compatibility very, very, very early on. And chemistry can be a byproduct of that. Do you need chemistry? Absolutely. You need to have the fun stuff, but the compatibility has to come first. Compatibility for me rests on two fundamental things: emotional maturity and values. If one of those are missing, forget about it. It's done. Yeah. You cannot outlove someone's values if they do not align with you. You cannot outlove someone's lack of emotional maturity. Okay, you cannot outlove someone's red flags. Now, we've all got red flags. We all have. It's just a difference of severity. It's like, okay, where's that? Okay, or is this person working on it? And one of the first things I said to my girlfriend when we was like that, hey, look, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm shit at, but I'm working on it. I will fix it. I'm aware of it. I will take care of it. I may need a hug every now and then. I may need you to vent off. I don't need you to fix me. Okay. Here are my boundaries. You fuck with these boundaries, you are done. And guess what she did to me? She said the same thing. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm shit at, but I'm working on it. And if you fuck with my boundaries, we are done. Okay? So right now, we aligned on those things. Okay? Compatibility. Do not fuck with the boundaries, or you can fuck off. Easy. Okay? And then chemistry, then you can work on the chemistry. Okay, yes, we like to have a good laugh, and we like to do similar hobbies, and so look, some of the things that me and my girlfriend like to do. We both like hiking. We love that. We both like eating in nice restaurants, and we go around and we try to find you know, really good restaurants like, you know, like indie restaurant, is it called an indie restaurant or an independent restaurant, and like try street food and all stuff, those kind of things. We both like the same films, you know, the kind of same sense of humor. That's the chemistry. That part's easy. That's the easy stuff. The compatibility stuff is having hard conversations. Okay, fuckhead, where are we? What does this relationship look like? When are we moving in together? You know, do you want kids? How many? Yeah. Okay. Having those hard conversations. I got my book. I'm at Amazon USA, $15.99. Yeah, it's weird that was priced up for that, Lizzie. Like that $50 one. Was it Kenneth? Yeah, that's weird. It shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be that much. But it's a currency rate shipping. I suspect that may be connected to the UK version of Amazon. All right. It's not available in the USA, but it should be. It's certainly available there, because I've got American friends that have already bought it. Lizzie might be able to help you out with that if you're available, Lizzie. If you've got time, that'd be great. If not, don't worry. Kenneth, if look, if you're having a problem with it, you can email me. I'll put my email address at the bottom. gmail.com. Alright, so Kenneth, my email address is at the bottom. If you still can't order it, drop me an email and I'll see what I can do. I appreciate it, buddy, but please don't pay $50 for it, because look, honestly, look, I promise you this, that won't go in my pocket. That'll go to Amazon, right? My cut will be about £7-8 after, because look, I've priced it up at $12.99. I have to give Amazon their cut. I have to pay tax on that, so I'd get about I think I get about £6-8 per book. Do not pay that amount of money, man, because it ain't going in my pocket. And I don't, even if it was, I don't want you to spend that amount of money on a book. Right, okay. The French coach tried to get me for 2K to join. Fuck off. 2K. Which French coach? I don't know that. Dude, honestly, I mean, look, we're looking at setting up a Patreon group, which it would be a paid group, to get a lot of extra stuff. Like we're like coming up with all these things that we're going to be like fucking ton of value going into that. And we're starting off at £2 a month. Like, and like we're looking at the most expensive tier would be like £8 a month. That's ridiculous. Tell it the fuck off. You're adorable. Thank you. Okay. I can help, Kenneth. Thanks, Lizzie. All right, guys. All right. I'm going to end the stream there. Okay, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Look, again, the book's available on Amazon. Breaking Up with Your Breakup, a counterintuitive remedy for heartbreak. Yeah, look, if you pick it up, I think at the moment, Amazon have reduced it to it's $12.99, but Amazon have reduced it to $11.99. And I found out when a book is selling well, they actually reduce it a little bit to actually sell more books, because they get more cuts of it. So it got reduced the other day, and I was like, the cheeky bastards have reduced like the price of my book without actually telling me or actually even asking me. So I've done a bit of research, and when a book is selling well, they drop the price ever so slightly to actually actually improve the sales. And because they sell more units, even though they take a little loss on each individual unit, they get more over the scope, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's actually it's about £1 cheaper at the moment. So go and pick yourself up a copy. Also, if you need my help with breakup coaching, I do one-to-one coaching, and you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. And as you've seen on the screen here, it's a one-to-one focus thing. It's private. It's not shared anywhere. We go through your situation, I listen, and we map out what's going to be the best solution, how to get you feeling better. If a reconciliation is viable, we work on that. If it's just moving on, we work on that. So yeah. Also, the Facebook group, you can come and join the Facebook group. Go to Facebook, type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery, and go from there. But always remember, guys, in every video that I do on YouTube, my links are always there. So the link for the book is there, the links for my one-to-one coaching, the Facebook, everything. Okay. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the other side. Take care. Bye-bye.